Welcome to the class on coordinate geometry. Today we discuss ellipse. Let us formulate the definition of an ellipse, for which you first of all consider a point D, which is this D is choose. We consider the point D. We consider the point D such that distance of D from F1 plus distance of D from F2 is always a constant. That constant is taken as the length of AB. So distance from A to C will be from F to D, and distance from C to B will be from F1 to D. So that sum of the distances is always a constant. Now you find the locus of all such points. Similarly, we have chosen E such that distance from F1 to E plus E to F2 is the constant AB. So you can see that when C moves on AB, that is distance from F2 plus distance from F1 to D is a constant AB. We can see that the point moves along an ellipse. Consider the trace of the points. So you can see that the point moves along an ellipse. So we can define ellipse as the set of all points in the plane such that sum of the distances of that point from two fixed points is always a constant. Now we can consider the locus of these points. So you can see that it is an ellipse. Now if we decrease the length of AB, or that is we decrease the sum of the distances from the 2 points, then you can see that the ellipse is formed like this. And if we increase the sum of the distances, you will get ellipse in this way. Suppose we decrease the sum of the distances of the point D from F1 and F2, we will get ellipse like this. And now we can define ellipse. An ellipse is the set of points in a plane whose distances from two fixed points in the plane have a constant sum. The two fixed points are called the foci of the ellipse. The line through the foci of an ellipse is the ellipse's focal axis. The point on the axis halfway between the foci is the center. The points where the focal axis and the ellipse cross are the ellipse's vertices. Now we can go into the details. So consider this ellipse, and in this case the focus F1 is minus C0 and F2 is some C0. So you can observe that C is 5 here, minus C is minus 5 here, and you consider this point to be the point P. So it is a point on the ellipse XY. The axis through the foci is called the focal axis, and the halfway between the foci F1 and F2, this is called the center of the ellipse, center C of the ellipse, and the point at which the ellipse crosses the focal axis, these 2 points are called the vertices. These are the vertices. This is vertex 1 and this is vertex 2. Now usually the ellipse with the center origin and focal axis x-axis is treated as an ellipse in standard position, and let us derive the equation of this ellipse, for which you consider this to be the focus 1 F1, so it is treated as minus C0, and this is the focus 2 F2 and it is C0, and the point P This is taken as xy. By the definition of ellipse, f1p plus f2p, this is equal to a constant. Let that constant be 2a. Then by distance formula, f1p is x plus c the whole square plus y square plus f2p is root of x minus c the whole square plus y square, that is equal to 2a. If p is this point, so it is again a point on the ellipse. So f2p is this distance, f1p is this distance. Then you know that f2p is same as this distance. Therefore f1p plus f2p is f1p plus this distance. So the total distance will be 2a. So the distance from here to here, it is 2a, using the same argument. So this is 2a. So the distance from origin to the vertex of the parabola is a, and this is known as the semi-major axis. A is known as the semi-major axis and 2a is known as the major axis. We usually take 2b as the minor axis, b as the semi-minor axis. So this implies square root of x plus c the whole square plus y square. You take this radical to the other side. So this is equal to 2a minus root of x minus c the whole square plus y square. From this equation, squaring on both sides, we get, so we have square root of x plus c the whole square plus y square. This is equal to 2a minus root of x minus c the whole square plus y square. Now you square on both sides. On squaring on both sides, we get x plus c the whole square plus y square. This is equal to 2a minus root of x minus c the whole square plus y square the whole square. So this implies x plus c the whole square plus y square. This is equal to 4a square minus 4a into root x minus c the whole square plus y square plus x minus c the whole square plus y square. So this implies x square plus 2cx plus c square plus y square. This is equal to 4a square minus 4a into, keep the radical in the same way, x minus c the whole square plus y square plus x square minus 2cx plus c square plus y square. So you can cancel x square on both sides, you can cancel c square on both sides, and you can cancel y square on both sides. You are getting, you can take this 2cx to this side, so you will get 4cx. This is equal to 4a square minus 4a into root of x minus c the whole square plus y square. So this implies 4cx minus 4a square. This is equal to minus 4a root x minus c the whole square plus y square. So you can cancel 4 on both sides. So this implies cx minus a square. This is equal to minus a into root of x minus c the whole square plus y square. Now again squaring, we get cx minus a square the whole square. This is equal to a square into x minus c the whole square plus y square. So this implies c square x square minus 2cx a square plus a raised to 4. This is equal to a square into x square minus 2cx plus c square plus y square, and that implies c square x square minus 2cx a square plus a raised to 4, that is equal to a square x square minus 2a square cx plus a square c square plus a square y square. So from this you can cancel minus 2cx a square on both sides. So you are getting, this implies c square x square plus a raised to 4. This is equal to a square x square plus a square c square plus a square y square. Now you rearrange this as, this implies you take constants to one side, a raised to 4 minus a square c square. This is equal to a square x square minus c square x square plus a square y square. So this implies a square into a square minus c square, that is equal to a square minus c square into x square plus a square y square. That is a square minus c square into x square plus a square y square. This is equal to a square into a square minus c square. Now dividing throughout by a square into a square minus c square, you will get, this implies x square by a square plus y square by a square minus c square. This is equal to 1. So you let a square minus c square, this is equal to b square. So this implies x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1, which is known as the standard equation of the ellipse. Standard equation of this ellipse is x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. And from the equation you can see that it is symmetric about x-axis and y-axis. And ellipse meets the x-axis at a0 minus a0. They are called the vertices. And it meets the y-axis at 0b and 0 minus b. Now you can see that the ellipse lies inside a box whose length is 2a and breadth is 2b, or ellipse is contained in the box generated by the lines x is equal to plus or minus a and y is equal to plus or minus b. We have the focus f1 is minus c0 and the focus f2 is c0, so that this distance is c, and distance from origin to the focus 2 is c, and the distance from origin to the focus 1 is again c. So this implies c square is equal to a square minus b square. So this implies c is equal to square root of a square minus b square. So this is actually the distance from center of the ellipse to the focus, or center focus distance. Let us summarize the standard form equations for ellipse centered at origin. Now if the foci is on the x-axis, the ellipse will be of the form x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, with a is greater than b. Then center to focus distance is square root of a square minus b square, and the foci are plus or minus c0, vertices are plus or minus a0. Now if the foci lies on the y-axis, the equation of the ellipse will be x square by b square plus y square by a square equal to 1, with a is greater than b. That is, remember here the denominator of y square is greater than the denominator of x square, and here the denominator of x square is greater than the denominator of y square. So if the denominator of y square is greater than the denominator of x square, the focal axis of the ellipse will be y-axis. So center to focus distance here again it is all c is equal to a square minus b square, and foci is 0 plus or minus c. Vertices are 0 plus or minus a. In each case a is known as the semi-major axis and b is known as the semi-minor axis.